Yesterday we talked about user journey map and flowchart. We said user journey. We talked about. So I'm just going to give us a rundown before we start. So I'm going to go to the summary part. So the difference, and we talked about so we talked about flowchart and user journey mapping or map. So we said user journey map comes first before flowchart. And we looked at the aspect, the purpose of both of them, their focus, their representation. We also talk about their emphasis and use case. Where do we as a designer or as a UX designer use it? So for the purpose, for the user journey map is like visual experience for your users. While the flowchart is like a roadmap or a step or a decision in a process. So I use the word roadmap when you are traveling. So it's just like a flowchart is like a journey, where a roadmap when you are trying to take an action or travel. That's why I use travel, so you understand. For the focus for user journey map, we said that user journey map focuses on user emotion, actions, and pinpoint. While for flowchart is like instruction or decision making. For representation, you know how user journey map look like. It just the user personas, the stage, action, emotions, and opportunity. While for flowchart, we talked about the symbols, the rectangle, the diamond, the oval shape, and all. For emphasis, for user journey map, it's all about the user behavior, their thoughts and feeling. While for flowchart is efficiency and then logic. For the use case, you use user journey map to understand how user is going to interact with the product and how to improve their experience. But for flowchart, it's like a design workflow, like a roadmap, a navigation of how your user is going to go through that app from beginning to end. So today we are going to do the practical way. So I said you guys should, try out user journey map. So I said that you guys should try out user journey mapping with the question and answer that you got from your user. You should try it out. Although it's not an assignment, but I just want you guys to, try it out and then know how to do it. So today we are going to work on a flowchart. We are going to create a flowchart for a food app. Remember, we are using food app as a whole. So we are going to create a flowchart from how it should look like, including all the 5 symbols for flowchart. So we are going to work on flowchart. For user journey map, in case you want to work on it, remember I said Figjma has a lot of templates you can work with, but if you choose to create from scratch, no problem. But if you choose to use the template, no problem. This is actually a user journey map template I got from Figjma. So this is user journey map. So just come to where to get a template. So when you come to this place, you click on templates. Sorry, give me a second. So when you come to this place, you just come to this search bar and start for user journey. So this is user personas that we used the last time. This is user journey mapping. So you can just come here, click on it here. So when you click on it, automatically it's going to add there for you. This one is provided by Figjma itself, and this is the one that are being commonly used by every designer. So it's actually why is my network? Okay, so this is how it's going to look like. So this is how it's going to look like, which is this one that I use. So what I did first was to just take this information about templates. This user, you can see that it has user personas already. So because user persona falls under user journey mapping. So this is where you're going to add your user personas and needs, mindset, but you're not going to use all these ones. So you can just put, their do it the normal beginner friendly way I taught you. Then I used instead of using those sticky notes recommended, I just had to, type on it. So I didn't use this particular one, the awareness, concentration, it's going to actually confuse you guys. So that is why I just had to use this suggestion, the normal, things, searching, selecting, ordering, and receiving, so that you understand what user journey mapping is all about. But this is actually the right words to use, because user journey map is not about it's about focusing on the product you are building. But you can either use this one if you actually understand it, or you can just use this one. So I will advise, as a beginner, you should just use the main thing, the main steps that your user is going to partake for your product. For example, for e-commerce, we have e-commerce is like something that you're going to, search, you're going to select, you're going to pay, and then receive. It falls under e-commerce. So the food falls under e-commerce, your online shopping falls under e-commerce. So for e-commerce, you can just use search, selecting, order, and receiving. But if you choose to add another one, you can just come here to add another one. But I'm not adding, I'm just going to use this for. But if you're working on maybe handyman project, you're working on fintech, whatever project you're working on, you can just use the basic steps the way you understand it to use. But if you choose to use these particular ones, no problem. But use the basics step your user is going to, partake in that product, so that you understand more of user journey map. So you can tell this is how my user journey map is. We talked about so user journey map, you just write the basic steps here, and this one is just always like this. So these ones remain this way. You don't change these ones, because user journey map is all about your user step, users action. What action do they take? What are their goals and expectations? What are their feelings? What are the pain points? And what opportunities can you improve on? So you don't change this particular ones here, but you can change this one to the language that you understand. But for these steps down to opportunity, you don't change it. This is how the table look like. So if you come here, you see that you don't change this particular one, but you can change this one just to show the awareness, their concentration. You can just use whatever word. I don't use loyalty. I actually use intention. That was what I used here. You get? So depending how you want to, use it. So this is how user journey mapping look like, and then you have your user persona. Yeah, you can just replicate your user persona that you've done and then add it here. But remember, user journey map is just only one. It's not two. It's one. But even if you want to create, like from this place now, like there's one I add 2 pain points. Okay, 3 pain points. Now this one has 2 pain points, and this one has 2 pain points. So even if you want to do user journey map 2, just make sure that the information here are the same thing. The only difference that is going to change is just, their pain point is actually going to be different, but the information is just the same. So user journey map is not 4, it's not 5. If you want to do it, just no problem, but just make sure that the information about what this information here, they are the same thing. But just make sure that the information you're writing, you're putting down here, is similar, like it's related to what is here. Okay, so this is how to get the template. And today we are going, after user journey map, we're going to work on the flow chart. So we're going to create a flow chart for a food app. So as a user, how do you want your user to interact with your product? What do you want them to first do? So we will not be using flow charts. We will not be using flow charts templates at all. We will be creating it from scratch. So if you come here, you see that it has flow charts. So you can see website flow charts. You can see this flow charts. You can see code. We are not using code flow charts. You can see cross-functional flow charts and all. So what we are going to do, we are not using any of this one. We are going to create from scratch. So we'll be creating from scratch, so you understand how to create a flow chart before you can use the templates, or maybe do the other way around, or asking ChatGPT how to do it. But I'll always advise, before you ask ChatGPT to do anything for you, you need to understand how to do that thing very, very well before you ask ChatGPT to do for you. Because most times, this our past past assignment I did. A lot of us actually just, copy from ChatGPT. They were using dollar. They were using, ChatGPT will tell you, edit this information and add your information. They just copy and paste. And when I saw it, and the funny part is that the question they asked ChatGPT was like not related to what was being asked. They were doing total unwriting and they even copy and paste. I'm not saying you should not use AI to do what you want to do. But before you use AI to do what you want to do, make sure you actually understand it and make sure you know how to do it very well. So that if you use AI to generate that thing, you can know how to tweak it to your own information and to your own understanding. You get? I'm not saying you should not use AI to do. You are free to use, but just make sure that whatever the AI tool is giving you, make sure you adjust it to what is being taught in class and adjust it to your own understanding. So even if you come back tomorrow and you want to you want to add everything and pile it up as a first project you did while in CareerEx, so that you'll not be confused. Okay, so we're going to start by creating a flowchart. So what is the first? This is going to be an interactive class. I'm not teaching. Remember I said practical and more interactive. So if you want to ask question, you want to say something, you are free to unmute and let's work this flowchart together. Now, as a user, what is the first thing I should do? If, let's say you want to, as a designer, not user, all of us are designers. As a designer, what is the first thing you think your user should do when they want to use, what name should I, okay, let's call this our food app, cohort 3 food app. What do you think our users should do when they are trying to interact with a cohort 3 food app? So what is the first thing we are going to do? So I want you guys to unmute and tell me. So we talked about flowchart yesterday. We look at the diagram. So what is the first thing we are going to do?
So the first thing will be to search for the food apps.
So when they search. So when they search, what is the next thing?
So after searching, and then they've chosen the one that they want to use. So the next step will be signing in.
Before we continue, this is actually, we are designing a mobile app. We're designing a mobile. Let's start with mobile first. We're designing a cohort 3 food mobile app. So if you search, where are they searching? Are they searching from the website or from their app store?
App store or website, either of the two.
Yeah. We are not designing a web app. We are designing a mobile app. So I'm asking you.
That would be app store.
The app store. Okay. So once they click on the app store, what's the first thing they are going to do?
Is to sign in.
No. You're missing something.
You have to open the app first.
Be searching for food apps.
It should I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name. Let's give another person a chance.
Okay.
Like
if you know what she's missing, just tell me. Exactly. Install the app. So what kind of shape are we going to use? So this is where you just come for the shape. So what kind of shape are we going to use?
Terminator.
An
oval shape. It signals that the person is taking an action.
Wait. We are recording this class so that when you guys are watching, it will not be so noisy and confusing. So if you have something to say, just if I just type it. So what kind of shape are we going to use?
Rectangle, ma.
Somebody said rectangle. Yeah. So we are going to rectangle. Hey, no. So we are going to use
oval shape.
Exactly. Oval shape. So we are going to use oval shape. So this is the oval shape we are going to use here. So this is the shape we are going to use. So once you drop the shape, this is how it look like. So remember, I'm actually zoomed in. So that's why it's giving me small. So if I zoom out the normal way, this is how it's going to look like. So this is how it's going to look like here. So start playing with the light. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to be start. You can use now. We're going to use download app. So I have download app. So what is the next thing I'm going to do?
Open the app.
Let's give it color.
Open the app to start.
Let's give it color. So you're going to what? Exactly. To where? I'm waiting though. To the input. What kind of input? Signing in. Are you signing in as a new user or you're signing in as an old user? Remember, this is actually an app. You're building this. This is a new app you are building. It's a new app that you are building. So what do you think the first step should be? Signing up. Yes, sign up. So the first thing they should do is just sign up. So you can either come here to bring this arrow, this one here, or you can bring it here, or you can just drag it. So sorry about that. It is key. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this here, and I'm going to add. So what kind of shape are we using? Okay, so what kind of shape are we using? So we'll be using the input shape. So this is the input shape we'll be using, either this or this. Because of my L and R tongue, I don't think I can pronounce this word very well, so that you guys will not laugh at me. So this is the shape we are going to use, like this. So this should be like a sign up. So once your user sign up, this is how it's going. So either you use this particular facing to the left or facing, sorry, to the right or to the left is okay. So just know that this shape stands for, remember this one is like a start point. This is like a connection. I use the word connection, connector, anyone, just to demonstrate where this one is going to face. So this is how it's going to do. So if you watch, immediately I move this, you can see that it's not connected. So all I have to do is I'm going to click on it and then connect it. So once I connect, this is how it's going to look like. It's going to show me dots, 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 and here. So even if I drag this sign up like this, you can see that it is connected. So I'm going to zoom out and take this guy here. I'm going to just bring it this way. Now, after signing up, we already know that signing up, at the back of our head, we already know that signing up, we have the basic. This is not like, we are not talking about the UI information now. We're just only talking about the UX. And the heat is killing. So we're only talking about the UI for now. We're just working on only the UX. So once a user sign up, putting the basic information, what do you think should follow next? Please unmute. Which one is the process? What after signing up, what do you think should follow next?
Creation of profile.
Do you think creation of profile should come at the sign up part?
Teach the user how to navigate through the app.
Yes. A flowchart is just like a roadmap. What do you think your user should do when interacting with cohort 3 food app? I'm seeing the suggestions, but it's only one person that got it right. The right word to use is verification of email, OTP. So the right word you use as a designer is Ebuchukwu that got it. Is verification of email. Once a user click on sign up, now at the back of our head, we know that in the UI part is going to have the first name. You can use full name, but I prefer to use first name, last. Okay, let's use full name, email address, phone number, creation of password, and confirmation of password. These are 5 input fields. But in the aspect of now, Bechuku is right, which is verification of OTP. But I don't want to do email verification. I want them to do phone number verification because in the aspect of a better user experience, this is an application where we will have to call. Like in the aspect of calling, like this is going to be like a phone calling something. So instead of doing email verification, I think we can use phone number verification. You get, so that the app will know that this particular phone number you are registering on this app, it is the phone number we'll use to call you. So I think what we should do now, let me switch to the UI part. Now in the UI part, when they want to do the OTP verification, you can say the title is going to be OTP verification. The body text is going to be, we will send you a verification code to this number just to be sure that it is this number we are going to call. I'm talking about the UI part, not the UX part now. Just to be sure that it is this number we are going to call whenever we want to, pass your delivery. I'm just giving you an instance. And then they will now, another message will now show this to edit phone number, go back. Then that is when you now have to go back to your sign up page and then put your call line. For people that have multiple phone number, you now have to put your call line so that they will send you OTP as SMS code. You get, now this is me now. Imagine the UX part of it. Instead of verification of email, let's do verification of phone number for the UX part. So the next thing we're going to do now is going to be phone number OTP verification or phone number verification. So in this part, what do you think the shape should look like? Is it the normal process? Now you can see that if, let me repeat what I did. We are picking this one from here. So if you click here and it shows you this point, it shows that this guide is connected, the arrow is connected to this shape. So once you just bring this way, this one here, this is how it's going to look like. So it's just going to show you add another shape on it. So what shape do you think we are adding here? This or this? The left, the round rectangle, or this one? Unmute and say something.
The round one.
Yeah? Are you sure?
I think the rectangle that is not round, because we are not starting or ending, so we don't need the round. It's still a process. We are using that one that is.
Yeah. Yes. So I'll be changing this one to OTP. So this is going to be phone number verification, OTP, any way you want to do. So I'll be using this one as phone number verification. So I'll be changing this color to gray. So I'll be changing it to gray color. I don't want to use red. So you can choose to change this color, whatever you want to change, no problem. You can choose to say this, maybe all this particular shape is going to be this color, whatever you want to do, no problem. If you want to use any color, no problem. Now, the next thing I'm going to do now, this is where, okay, let me ask this question before I want to say something. What do you think should come next? What do you think should come next?
Diagonal.
Remember in our Ma?
Diagonal. That how do I put it? That looks like diamond.
Yeah. So why do you think that one is the correct answer?
Because we are going to be making a decision if the number is right or wrong. Yes.
Exactly.
To proceed to the next step.
Exactly. Touch your head and say there's oil on my head. Say, just touch your head and say there's oil on your head. So she's correct. Now, the next shape that comes in is the decision. Now, this is where we are making a decision, where the OTP now sent to your number. Is it correct? If it's correct, continue. If it's not correct, you have to go back. So now, how we are going to do this is how we are going to do it now. So what we are going to do now, we are going to use this shape, this diamond shape, I think so. And this is going to be like, so the right word we're going to use is OTP correct. So yeah, now, so what we use here now is, so we're going to use the normal gray, yeah. So we're going to use the normal dark gray. We're going to use the normal dark gray, yeah. So this is how it's going to look like. So we are going to use red, yeah. So I'll be using this, I'll just drag it this way. So I'll be using this normal red color. So the reason I want to use pure red, so I'll be using, calm down. So I'll be using this red, FF2, F00. So why this place? So what is the next screen that comes in now? Sorry, what is it? I say, yeah, it stands as screen. What is the next shape that comes in?
Square.
Ma?
Rectangle, ma.
Rectangle. What does it stand for? What screen
Process,
does it stand for?
Process, ma.
What kind of process? What process are the user taking? What process are they taking?
To check out the menu.
I guess imputing the OTP.
Signing up process, right?
OTP number will be
No.
inputted.
OTP number is inputted. So this is going to be green color. So I'll change the color. But what kind of shape comes? Like what kind of, yeah, is a process shape. But what comes in? What screen do you think should be here? Remember our let me go back. I've downloaded the app on my phone. As a new user, I've signed up. I've put all my basic information that is displayed on that screen. I've done my OTP. Now, decision comes in. Is the OTP correct? Yes, it's correct. You move forward. But where are you moving forward to? But before we continue, so I will have to, I missed out something here. So if you want to type number here, just like that image that I showed you yesterday, click on the arrow and then double click. So you're going to put no, yeah. So just click on the arrow, right? Click on the arrow and then double click. Then you just type your words here. So then for yes, if your OTP code is correct, yes, what do you think should come next? It's a process, but what kind of process do you think should come next?
Can I see this is a setup process?
To enter the code sent to the number given.
Yeah, you've done that. Yeah. And now is a decision is coming in between entering the code and something. Let me see your message.
Setup.
Now you have your OTP. So you have to enter your account.
Somebody said you're logging again to your dashboard. Okay. Don't you think it's a good user experience? But to me, I don't think it's a good user experience. But there's something that's supposed to be there. Set up. What are you setting up? Proceed to dashboard. And there is something. Password has been created in signing up. People are missing something. Home screen. There's something that comes before home screen.
Maybe to reset password, ma.
You know, Amarachi has gotten the answer. It's a successful screen, a welcome screen that tell you, yes, a welcome page that tell you, welcome, oh, we bought akara for you, oh. It's a welcome screen. So in our app, we did not add onboarding, leave onboarding for now. It's going to be like a welcome screen, a successful screen. So it's going to be a successful screen. In this particular screen, you are not typing anything, so it's just going to be this shape. So this is going to be a welcome screen to tell you, welcome, oh, we bought akara for you. So this is going to be a welcome screen. And what color is going to be this? Green color. So I'm going to be using the shade of, I'm going to be using this green. Yeah. Hey, this is too bright though. So I'll just double click and then type yes. So I'm going to change this color to, so I'll be changing this color to yellow. So for somebody that suggested onboarding screen, yeah, Choma, you suggested onboarding screen. So even if you want to add onboarding screen, you can just add it here. So I'm going to drag this one here. You can see that my even if I stretch this one, show that it is connected, or I stretch this one, you can show that it is connected. Even if I scatter it, you can see that my flow, they are connected to each other. No matter how you stretch it, nothing is going to work. So for somebody that suggested onboarding screen, Choma suggested onboarding screen. So onboarding, mute please. So for the onboarding screen, remember onboarding screen is like a walkthrough that tells a user what is going to happen or what is happening on the app. For example, you have the only kind of app that have that onboarding screen are only mobile application, as long as you download it from your app store. Once it's a downloaded app that you downloaded and it's in form of a mobile, once you download it, the first thing you do is you're going to see a splash screen, see a onboarding. So that's only for mobile application. So now we did not add, we just move straight to sign up. And in your app, you want, and remember you are designing for a mobile application, and you want to add the splash screen and the onboarding screen. So what you're going to do now, I'm going to take out this arrow, I'll just delete it. I'll bring this download app here, which is signed as download app splash screen for us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just bring this shape. So I'm going to bring this shape here and dump it here. So I'll be using white for this shape. I'll be using white. So I'll drop it here. I'll reduce the shape like this. So I'll drop it here. So this is going to be onboarding screen 1. Onboarding 1. Let me use the word onboarding 1. So I'm going to duplicate. And I'm going to duplicate. So I'm going to change this to. So how many onboarding screen do you want to do? So I believe you guys know what is onboarding screen because we did that in our first practical class, week 1. So for here, I'm just going to connect this. So I'm going to connect this and then change the color to gray. So I'm going to change this color to gray. So I'm going to move this here, and I'm going to move this here. I'm just going to move it. I just want to give it, that step kind of shape. And this is going to be sign up. So yeah, you can just, bring this, let's duplicate this. And then I'm going to take out this arrow. I'm going to highlight this and then move it a bit backward. And then this is going to be, so I'm going to change this color to purple. So this is going to be a get started screen. So if you have access to my Figjma food app, let's open it so that I will show you, as I'm doing the flowchart, I'll be showing you the interface for people, so that for us as a beginner to understand the flow. So let me open my food app so that I will show you more of it. So I think I have, there's an app I did, okay. There's an app I did something like that. Is it my Behance? No. Yeah. Oh, it's on my Figjma. Somebody's already on my food app. Wow. So I want to use different app. So I want to open different. Is it 2 years ago? So I want to open like a design for you guys, for people that actually don't understand, so that they will understand what is happening. So I'll go to the design. My network is slow. Ew. So what I want to show you guys is not on this screen. So by the way, this was my first project as of 2021 July, but it was published to the public by September 2021. Yeah, so I did this one. So I'll take a look. So this is a client's project. I want to open this project. I want to show you guys something. So I want to show you something, and I have the difference on the two projects. So let me open it. So if you so this is another project I did 2023 for a client. My network is slow. Oh. Sorry guys, just exercise patience with me and my network, please. Let me switch to Airtel. Give me a second, let me switch to Airtel. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Welcome to Nigeria. Okay, so I want to show you guys something. Why is it showing me? Okay, so I want to show you guys something within these two design I did. So this design now, now if you look at this design and this flowchart, so this, remember I said this is a client's project. So I was just making the images are still loading. I was just trying to design two splash screen for him to choose. So you can tell this is onboarding screen 1, onboarding screen 2, onboarding 3, and then we have the welcome screen. I'm sorry, I can't share this Figma link to you guys. Now we have this get started screen. This is more like a get started screen. So either tell the user to either they should create an account or they should log in. But this my food app here doesn't have this get started screen. Now, if you look at these two, both of them are good user experience. And if you click on this get started here, it's going to take you to the login screen automatically. So if you're already a new user, all you have to do is just to click on the sign up. So you can indicate that on your flowchart. So this is what I want to show you guys. You can indicate this, this get started on your flowchart. But if you don't want to, you can take it out and then switch your onboarding screen to the login and then move your login to sign up. But for the flow chart, it's going to be confusing. It's going to be confusing. But so that's why I said I suggest you do this pattern where you have your splash, you have onboarding screen 1, onboarding screen 2, onboarding screen 3, and then you have like a get started screen or a welcome screen. But I think I prefer to use the word get started screen. So get started screen, and then you have the welcome screen. So let me show you guys something like the welcome screen. So this was what I was suggesting. So this flow for sign up is actually a children fintech app. So this was the successful screen that I was asking you, what do you think should come next after I verify my OTP? This is the screen that comes next. So it's a successful screen that says your account is ready to be used and it will direct you to the home page in few seconds. So for the food app, this is what I did. This is what I did. So remember I said this is actually 2021 project. That's why I just shared the link for you guys to see, to just see my growth from 2021 down to this time. Now you can see that this is the verification or welcome screen that I did, confirmation screen, and then the next screen that follow is going to be enabling your location. You can either use your location now, or you can skip for now. Maybe when you're trying to order your food, that's when you're going to include it. Or if you don't want to include it at all, no problem. You get no problem. So you can see this confirmation. There's always this confirmation screen, because when it comes to one of the UX, if you're in our first class, where we'll talk about UX design principle, we talked about one principles is about feedback. You need to let your user know. You need to give them feedback about the action or the task they've completed, if it's whether it's successful or it's failed. So that is why this decision comes in here. Now this decision also comes in here. That's why it stands here. This decision now is like it's standing in between this one and this one. Now this task you gave them to input their code, is it correct? Yes, it's correct. They move to the welcome screen where we have this particular one, the check mark or this. If it's failed, you're going to tell them to go and put the the correct code. But if the phone number is not correct, they will have to go back here again and then put the correct phone number and then come to this place. And if the OTP is correct, it moves here to this place. So I want to make this guys to be small since it's just a welcome screen. So the next thing that is going to come, to me, I think we should not enable our location here. We should do that in the setting. Or if we are trying to check out, we are putting our input information, our billing details, automatically the system should tell you use your live location. Because the reason why I said don't put your live location in the sign up is because now I'm in my house. If you stay in Port Harcourt, I stay in Rumudara. You get? I stay in Rumudara and in my house. Tomorrow, I'll be at my office at Eneka. Now, if I enable my location to pick Rumudara, if I'm ordering food tomorrow, it's going to tell me that you switch location. You don't want to have a bad UX there. So I will just leave it this way, so that tomorrow when I'm at Eneka, the app is just going to pick my Eneka location. You get. So to me, I feel we should just leave this location thing here. You get, and then do that in the settings. Now we are done with this sign up flow. Download the app, open the splash screen 1, splash screen 2, onboarding screen 1, onboarding screen 2, onboarding screen 3. We have the get started, we have the sign up, we have the OTP verification, Is it correct? Yes, it's correct. If it's not correct, go back and input the correct code, and then if it's correct, it takes us to the welcome. And then from the welcome, we have the home page. So I'm just going to take this guy here and then dump it this way, and then select this one square. So this is going to be home page. So I'm going to change this color to pink. I'm going to change my arrow to gray. So I thought of something. I thought of something. Let me change this to this blue. Okay, I'm going to use yeah. So let me change this to this blue. Then use green for decision. Okay, no, let me not use green. I'm going to use let's use purple for decision, and then let's come back to this place. Okay, and let's use green here. I just want to give it multiple, color. So I'm going to use red here now. So now let's work on the flow for login. So for the login, are you guys with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now for the login, let's work on the login. Let's work on the login flow. So for the login flow is this. Remember, the sign up are for new users, while the login are for returning user. So returning user, what do you think the return user should do? So how do you think their flow should be? So somebody can just unmute and let me know, or you can type it.
I think first of all they should open the app for the returning user.
For the returning users, I guess they should just log in and then they'll proceed to the home page.
Okay, can you describe how their flow is going to look like? Yeah, insert password, but where are they inserting password? How do you think their flow should look like? Open the app, when they open the app, login page, where do you think the login page should come from? Should it come from the onboarding screen? Should it come from the sign up? Should it come from get started? Should it come from OTP? So where do you think the login page should come from?
Hello, sorry, are you hearing me?
I guess
Loud and clear.
I guess it should come get started.
Oh,
Okay. Somebody saying something from the sign up, somebody saying from the get started. Okay. Now let's go back to our login should come from the signing in. Signing in, login, they are the same. Let's say the same, they do the same thing. Get started, signing in and logging is the same thing. You're signing in, you're not signing up. Get started. Okay, let's go back to our design. Let me take you back to my design. So for people that are actually getting it confused, let's go back to the design. So I say I'm going to use this authentication to explain something for you guys. Now look at this onboarding screen 1, screen 2, screen 3. Where do you think this login should come from? We are following this process.
The last one.
that's after get started.
So let me, you guys are not getting something. You guys are thinking that those. Let me move this guy here. See here. Each shape stands as a screen, except decision. Each shape like this stands as one screen. So you don't look at this shape as a button. No. So each shape like this stands as a screen, except your decision and the arrow. for each shape, whether this shape, it stands as a screen. It stands as a screen. You get? So if you're looking at this login now, we're not looking at this login as a screen. We're looking at this welcome as a screen. So we're looking at this welcome as a screen, which is going to be like a shape. Now, the connection is showing that this now in this login is standing as a screen. Inside the login, inside this shape, what do you think you are going to do? We already said that inside this get started, you are going to sign up. And inside this get started, we are also going to log in, which is why we are having something like this. You get? So from
I
this
think a decision should come.
a decision should come. And what does the decision? Who said this thing? Why do you think the decision should come, Madam? And where do
Because
you think it should
the user have to decide, maybe he or she has an account. So if I have account, yes, I proceed to sign up. If I don't, no, I proceed to sign in. If I don't have an account, I proceed to sign up. So the decision
so
should be somewhere here
where do you think
between
the
the get
decision should
started.
be? It should be
Get
between the
started.
get started. You are wrong.
Yes.
You are
Yeah,
wrong.
well,
So do you know why I said you are wrong? That I said I'm going to use a design to show you guys. Now this shape, this purple shape is standing as a screen. Inside the screen, we have now let me go back to an interface. Look at this screen. This is a get started screen. Inside the screen, we have an illustration that says like a welcome illustration. And inside the welcome illustration, we have two buttons. The secondary button and the primary button. The primary button is sign up, create a new account. While the secondary button is you already have an account, just log in. So I don't think the decision should come. If you say decision is come, it's going to be here. Now, so let me do what you said, because this is standing as a screen. This is standing as a screen. The screen is saying inside the screen, I'm giving you two, it's just like a Y, letter Y. One is telling you login, one is telling you sign off. So I don't think you should have a decision here, because it's not a task that you are giving out. It's like a flow for the user, not a task. You're not giving them a task they should go and complete. No. Because if you're adding decision here, that means you're telling them that whatever they perform here, it will have to take them back to this place. No. So it's just a screen. That I said, each shape stands as a screen. Inside the screen, you have the option to do this or do that. There's nothing like decision. Decision come only when a task is being given and you expect a negative or a positive result. For example, your password is not correct. Go back and put the password. If it's correct, continue. The OTP code sent to this number is not correct. Input the right OTP and then continue. So I don't think a decision should be here, because it's just a screen and it's giving you two options. Either you follow the road to University of Port Harcourt, or you follow the road to Rivers State University. So there's nothing like decision there. I don't know if this my whole grammar is being understood.
Yeah, I actually understand what you're saying. So, are you hearing me?
I hear you.
Okay, so I understand what you're actually saying. So, from what you are saying, that means there will be another screen. There should be another screen before the sign up.
What screen should be before the sign up?
No, because in this particular place of sign up, it's basically for the new users, not for the existing users. In the next screen in this our UI, in this our UX.
No, there's nothing like screen. That's purple color. All of us are going in circles. This guy, this fine uncle, this fine purple uncle here, is a screen that has two options. Why? Either you go this way or you go this way. I don't think there's going to be any screen in it. It's just a screen that is giving you option A or option B. So there's nothing like an extra screen. If you're adding the extra screen, What does extra screen or extra shape or extra process, what does it stand for? That's the question you ask yourself as a designer. Because this is like a get started. Inside this get started, I have access to login or I have access to sign up. So I don't think a decision or any process should be here. Now, this is what we are going to do now. If we take this guy here, let's take this guy here, and we're going to use this shape. So this is going to be login. Jesus. So I'm going to use this green color here. I think this is what I use. Okay. So I'm going to use this one here. So this is how it's going to be. Now it's showing that this is one screen. From the onboarding, when you come to this screen, you have either to go this way or go this way. It's just like, how do I explain it? Okay, let me, for people that are based in Port Harcourt who actually understand this road direction. I want to go to my one market. It's either I follow Aba Road or I follow Ikwere Road. So that is what it means. But all of us is going to get at one. We are going to get to one point. We are all heading in. If you're based in Port Harcourt, you actually understand this example because I'm more familiar with Port Harcourt. If you're going to my one market in Port Harcourt, you can either follow through Aba Road or you follow Ikwere Road. You can follow, from Rumokoro, Ikwere Road, just get to my one flyover, my one is actually a popular place in Port Harcourt. You can get to my one through Aba Road, or you can get to my one through Ikwere Road. All of us is going to get to my one market, Gong. So that is what this get started is standing for. So you don't need to add any screen or anything. It's telling you that I am this place, so I'm giving you two options. Is either if you're a new user, follow this road. If you're an old user, follow this road. It's just like in your school, in your assembly grad, all the male stand this way, all the female stand this way. If you want to follow all the male, follow the front door, all the female follow the back door. So that is what this get started screen stands for. That's why I said I'm going to use a design to show you guys the illustration. So it's just like a screen that tells you as a new user, oh yeah, follow this direction. As an old user, follow this direction. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. Choma has already
Yes, ma'am.
broke
Exactly. Please, I have a question, ma'am. Before
Yeah, go ahead.
you move on. So my question right now is that since we say that the sign up will be on the same welcome screen, so when they want to enter their detail, will the detail be showing on the verification screen, or will there be another screen for them to enter, maybe like name, email, and then before their phone number, or is the same screen that will contain the phone number verification and their details?
Is this screen that is going to contain their information? That's why it's of this shape.
Okay, ma'am.
Remember I
I've
said
got
each shape. Remember I said each shape stands as a screen.
screen.
Don't
Yes.
forget.
Okay.
Apart from this, each shape, apart from this start and end and decision, each shape stands as a screen. Don't forget.
Okay.
So the only thing that you do now is the details. Now when it comes to the question you asked me, the UI part. Now when it comes to all the details that is going to be inside this shape, that's when you now use a sticky note or whatever thing you want to do and start writing it down. This is what I normally do if I'm explaining a flowchart for maybe my shareholders or the teams or a client. This is what I normally do. Most of them don't understand flowcharts. Let me use my clients, for example. Most of them don't understand flowcharts. You get? And what I normally do is I will come here. Where's my? I will come here. I will add this like this, and then I will come in this place. I will say this is for sign up screen. Now for the sign up screen, what are the things that are going to be there? So for sign up screen, I'm going to say, for sign up screen, I'm going to say full name, email, Then there's his email address. Don't use the word address because it might be confusing. Are you telling them residential address or email address? Then phone number. Just ignore how the letters are. Then here I have creation of password. And then here I have confirm password. So this is what I normally do. This is what I normally do. So I come here and I place this like this. I'm talking for my client that doesn't understand how this, you're not going to teach them and tell them that this thing stands as a screen or this. Some of them are good with showing them a diagram, just like what you guys are now asking me. You get? So this flowchart now, this is how it's going to be here. So no need for my client, I used to attach it here so that they will understand. But since we are all designers, what you're just going to do is just to keep it here. And that's why you use selection so that you can change the name here. So once you use selection, you say, okay, on my sign up page, these are the information that is going to be there. So the next thing OTP is just going to be, we have the title, we have the title. This is going to be sign up input field. So we have the title, we have the body text, we have the text, we have input field, which is the OTP. Enter the OTP code, input field. So I believe you guys know what is input field, or people see what is input field. So them don't speak grammar that you don't understand. This is what an input field look like. This is what input field look like. So I'll not speak grammar that people don't understand. So here on the OTP screen, so we have the title, we have the body text, we have input field, we have CTA, call to action button. So we have the CTA, call to action button. So this is call to action button. This is a button. So when we start working on UI next class, I'm going to teach you how to create all those things. Then we have maybe like secondary button just to say, oh, I remember my password. There's no need to. Sorry, I want to change. Okay, that one is going to be on the text, so there's no need for this one. Sorry, I thought I'm doing for the login. So you're going to now change it here to the OTP. So you can see that for this OTP screen phone number verification, we have the title text. So let me look for one of my OTP screen and show you. So we have the title, we have the body text, we have the input field, we have the call to action button, and then we have the secondary button or text. We can call it, developers call it text link. So let me use the word text button. Text link, text button, where you say, oh, I did not receive the code, resend the code to my phone number, something like that. So for us that verify, so you can just use, and they can unduplicate this and just say this is going to be like a text link. So this is going to be like a text link. So you can see that for the sign up screen, these are the information that is going to be on the sign up screen. For OTP, these are the information that is going to be on the OTP. So for this one now, remember you're not just going to place phone name. You're going to add like a title. Maybe you're going to do something like a title and a body text. Or this is like a fintech app. So or you do something like this. So you can see that this is like I said, this is an old design. So you can say you can add a title or without a body text, or you can do with this pattern. So if you search for other sign up page, you will see how other sign up page look like and how you can do your own better. Remember, you're creating a flowchart and you just have your inspiration, your mood board one side. So this is how it's going to be. But this is not our focus right now. I'm just showing you in case you are a bit confused and you want to add this necessary information on the screen. Just have it at the back of your mind that each shape stands as a screen. Then if you're a bit confused, just know that, okay, let me start adding, okay, on my screen, this is what is going to be on my screen. This is going to be what is going to be on screen. So when you're doing the wireframing, it will not be confusing for you. Do you understand? Now let's go back to our flow. So get started. For new user, they will click on sign up, fill all this information, come to OTP verification, input their code. If it's not correct, they will have to go back and fill the input code. If it's correct, it will just take them to the welcome screen. And on the welcome screen, after some seconds, it takes them to the home page. it takes them to the home page. Now for an old user, so what I'm going to do is on the get started page, or get started page, I'll click on the welcome. So I'll click on the login. So from the login, it will just take me to the decision. So we have a decision. Is the information you put correct? Yes. So I'm going to have like a decision. So instead of bringing another sheet here, I can just click on this and then bring this guy here, this arrow here. Automatically it will show me options. So I'm going to have like a decision. Is the login information correct? Login information or login details correct? So I'm going to zoom in and expand this. So I'll be using green for this. Okay, purple. I'll be using purple for this. So is the login information correct? So this is going to be like gray. So this is going to, so I'll go from up. So I don't want to confuse this arrow here. So I'll be coming from up here. So yeah. So this is going to be red. So I'm going to double click and then type, just double click and then type no. So I'm going to take this off here. So is the information correct? Yes, takes me to the login. So this is going to be green color. So I'm just going to copy this color code here. So I'm just going to copy this color code here and then come here, click here, scroll up here, and then paste the color code and click on enter. So, and this is going to be, yes, is this green or even lemon? This is like lemon. Let's use this green. So you can see that let me bring this guy closer a bit. So you can see that for login, this is what we have. Now, what about a situation where I forgot my password? I cannot remember my password. Where do you think the forgetting of password should come in? Let me go back to this my food now and show you. Where do you think this forgot password should come in? Look at the design and look at this flowchart. Where do you think the forgot password should come in? I'm waiting on the login screen. Okay, on the login screen. Okay, login. Okay, yeah. The forgot password should come from the login. After the login details, are you sure? If I've successfully, look at this flow chart. If I've successfully put my login details, it's going to ask me login details. S is not here. Is login details correct? Because decision is like a question. I'm asking a question. Is it correct? No, it's not correct. Go back and put the login information. If it's correct, yes, it's correct. It takes me to the home page. But I think we should just move this guy to here. So I think we should move this welcome screen here. Now, for the forgot password, I think it should be from the login screen. So how do you think the forgot password should look like? Who can tell me the flow? How do you think the flow should look like? Should I use this rectangle or this particular one? Everyone is typing. So
I think we use the not the straight rectangle, the one that is bent, the one for this.
Yes. So how do you think the flow should look like? So who can tell me the flow? How do you think the flow should look like? Forgot password, how do you think the flow should look like? For people that are actually trying to log in on their dashboard and they cannot remember their password and they try to forget their password. So how do you think the flow should look like? Remember, it's a mobile application, a mobile app.
on the login, there should be a place for like forgot password, and then it should take them to another page that will tell them to enter their email or something for them to revive or reset the password.
Okay. Another person. Esther, Feynman, you have access to speak now.
From if you forget password, I think it should take you to a verification email, like a mail to reset your password.
Okay, ma. I think from the login screen, if it's not correct, it will say forgot. It will say incorrect password. Definitely, I think it will take us to another screen where it will tell us to input either our email to reset our password, either inputting our email or phone number to get another password or to get our password reset.
Remember, we are not using email. We are doing phone number verification. So you both are saying email. It's phone number verification.
Okay, I leave. Okay, phone number, ma.
So you guys
phone number.
Okay. So let's work on the flow now. So forgot password now. When I forgot I'll click here. It will take me to this screen. So this is the shape I'm going to use. I will use this. And this is going to be like input phone number. So when I input my phone number, this is how it's going to look like. So I want to take this arrow to come to this place. I want the arrow to be visible. Remember, the pointing of your arrow shows the direction. Don't forget to then input phone number. So once I input the phone number, OTP code will be sent. Now we're going to follow the same OTP flow. Now OTP will be sent, which is OTP code. Now OTP code has been sent. Now what's the next thing that follows? A decision. I'm going to change the color letter. So we have a decision. The code, OTP code correct. Is the OTP code correct? Is the OTP code correct? Yes, it's correct. It takes you to what? Who can guess?
To the login.
Who can guess? Guess and win five mark for your assignment.
I said password.
Repeat the question.
Welcome page. Oh.
Welcome page. Are you sure? Get the correct answer.
You should say reset password.
Ma, please repeat the question.
Once you've input your OTP and you have a decision at the front of OTP, what should be the next screen that comes in?
Enter the code. The screen will show us. The screen should like tell us to enter the code we received, ma.
What should be the next screen?
If the code is correct, you should be redirected to the login page for it to log in.
I think you should have it.
Okay, man. Okay. If you forget, let's just say you forget your password and the code is correct, then you input the code. You should be directed to where you will be asked to create a new password.
Okay. I love how you guys are trying your luck, but the first person that got the answer said password reset successful. Are you sure? No. The person that got the answer correctly is AK Tech. The next screen that comes in is for you to create a new password. That's the right English for it. It's for you to create a new password. So if your OTP code is correct, you now have to create a password. Now, creating of the password is just going to be, so I'm going to be using my design to show you guys an illustration. Did I do login for this? So I'm going to use this is a perfect system. Apart from this pin something, we don't need it. Now, I forgot my password. I click on here. I put my phone number. Once I put my phone number, remember this is going to be in that input or output kind of shape because I am typing on that screen. And once I put my phone number, it takes me to this screen where it asks me to, put the code that has been sent to so number below. Remember when you're trying to reset your password, you don't have the ability to, change your phone number. You don't have the ability to change your phone number because it's telling you to enter the phone number you register with so that they will help you to send the code to that number. So you enter the number, it takes you to this screen, you input the code, then you verify, and then you create a new password. So that's the normal flow for it. So people are saying reset. What are you resetting? People are saying successful. What comes before the successful screen? People are saying this. People are saying the right English or correct step or correct flow for it is create password. So you have create password. You have a create password screen. So inside the create password screen, you have creation of. You have the title. You have the title that tells you set a new password or create a new password, which is the title. And then the body text is going to say you can now create a new password, but your password is going to be different from the previous password. And then you have two input fields, one that says create a new password, and the second one that says confirm the password. And then you have an a button that says create. And then you click on it, it rotates. It will now prompt you to show successful screen or error screen. So from this thing I said, what do you think comes next? I'm going to change the color letter. What do you think comes next here? From this explanation I said, what do you think comes next?
I think you should have a feedback.
You should return back to the login after creating the password.
Is that the proceed, right? Because I can't really see the screen well.
Look at it. Now I said I said the answer. I said the answer, but I did not use the symbol name. But I said the answer. I said once a user, I'm not going to repeat what I said, so you will not catch it. But my question is, once an OTP has been created, I'll change the color letter, and you've created a new password. What screen, what process, what shape do you think comes next?
Decision.
Okay, ma. From my own view, I think successful password reset screen.
Once that has been created, what comes next?
It should be redirected to login screen for you to input your details and your new password. Then click on login to the home page.
There's something that comes before this one you just explained. Terminatorship. Brother, do you think? Exactly. She has gotten the answer. She knows herself. She has gotten the answer. It's a decision. It's a decision that tells you if the password you created is successful or not. So a decision comes in, and you actually gave, the system is telling you don't create your password from the previous one, create a new password. And now you create a password, you've confirmed the password, like a user have performed a task. Remember we talked about design principle. One of the design principle is feedback. Now you've given them a task to perform. You need to give them feedback. If this feedback, if the task they perform is successful or not. So what comes in is decision. Now decision comes in. New password created, correct? Yes, correct. It takes them back to the login. So what comes here, I'm going to change the color letter. So what comes next is, so what comes next, I'm going to take this out. So what comes next is the decision. Decision comes next. New password, let me use password created successful. Let me just use this word, password created successful or correct, or yeah, successful or correct. Anyone you want to, just make sure it has question mark. Yes, if it's yes, it takes you back to the login. It takes you back to the login. So I'm going to bring this guy here. So I want to move this color. So I'll move this color here. So I thought I can move this color because it's going to be gray. Sorry, it will be here. If it's not correct, go back and put the correct password. So I'm going to double click here and put no. Why this is going to be yes. So I'll be changing this color now to I'll be changing this color to, where is the color code? I'll be changing this color to green. I'll be changing this to red. So I'll be changing this to gray. So we're already using purple for decision. So I'm using this color for input field and I'm using purple for decision. So let's quickly change the color. So this is going to be green. This is going to be red. This is going to be gray. So you can see that our authentication, this whole process is called authentication. Now you can see that our authentication is now clean. So if you go through this design now, can you guys hear me? And can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
We can
Yes, I will see.
Esther, I will take you off from this class. I'm serious. I'm going to take you off. Your messages are so funny. Okay, so you can see that our authentication, you can see that the whole flow. Now, that's what I said. You see UX. UX is all about thinking, creating solution. It can be. I always use the word. You see UX. UX is overwhelming, like overwhelming. That by the time you go through all this process, let me use my friend as an example. I have a friend. We learned together. So we've not been in contact for like 6-7 months. Only for this guy to invite me to a Twitter space. And this guy introduced himself as a UI designer. And I chat him and I said, why did you introduce yourself as UI? I said, Helen, I cannot go through this UX stress. Please go and do the UX. Give me the wireframe. Let me work on the design for you because I cannot go through this stress. It's actually, to me, it's not stress because I love UX a lot. You see that I said, anything that has to do with users, I love it a lot. That's why when you guys are like I've submitted my assignment and not getting score, you see UX, that's what I will pay attention to most of your assignment. But you see UI, I will pay attention, but not, much attention like that. Because see UX, anything you don't do well in your UX, it will affect the UI. That's the truth. Anything you don't do when you're UX, it will affect the UI. That's why I said in a real sense, the UX comes before the UI. You need to understand your user, find out their pain points, create a solution for them. You don't expect them, they are suffering, for example, with cohort 2 food app. They are feeling frustrated, interacting with that product, and you want to repeat the same mistake again for them. They will tell you, it's better I remain in this hellfire than coming to this hellfire. So I'm just using that word. You get? So they don't want something that I'm suffering here. Instead of me to enjoy, you just like, okay, let me use our situation. It's just like, I'm suffering now, learning these things. When it's time for me to enjoy, you're telling me I should go and suffer extra. It's better to continue my suffering in peace. You get? So anything you are doing, you need to have your user in mind and create an experience they are going to enjoy. Now look at the whole, we spent more than 1 hour trying to, create a flowchart. We've not even entered the home page. This is like the authentication. And we spend these hours trying to think, trying to create an experience that is okay for our user. So, but with time, you will blend in. Just give yourself time, you will blend in. But I'm taking my time to explain it so that the flow will be easy and enjoyable for you guys. Okay, so do we have questions before we continue for like extra 15 minutes? While I go through your message. Yeah, ask a question.
So I'd like to ask, are these tiny details necessary for a flow chart, or there's a way around it whereby one can, or situation whereby one can just ignore some of them and focus on
You are
the main
looking for shortcuts. You are looking for shortcuts. Okay, so I was going through your messages. To answer your question, there is shortcuts, but I won't be the one to teach you shortcuts. I will teach you the long process first. When you understand the long process, you can now, know when to apply shortcuts. You're trying to, jump the fence and get to. Freda, let me don't catch you. Your 5 marks. Your messages you guys' messages are just so funny. See, there's shortcuts. There is shortcuts. I won't lie for you, but I don't want to teach you the shortcuts first. I want you to understand the long process. So once you understand the long process, definitely you will use your hand and know the shortcuts. So once I teach you the normal process, once you just learn this long process, you will use your hand to learn the shortcuts. I understand your question. There is shortcuts, yes, but I won't teach you shortcuts. I'm going to teach you the long process so that you will understand it very, very well. You understand it. AK Tech is you actually need your 5 marks. Okay, somebody said, Freda said, I have a question. Some app have both sign up and sign in button in the same page. Is that a shortcut too? No, it's not a shortcut. It's not a shortcut. But the normal flow, I think the old flow that time is coming on an app. Just come on an app. The first place it will take you is the login app. Then if you are a new user, you now have to click on sign up and go to the sign up part. That was the old pattern. That was why I did my design that way. But the normal, because now the reason why I said that pattern, why I call it old, is because there are some users that look at shape, colors before they could look at the right things. You get? So most users, when you just take them a new app, you just take them straight to a login. It might be confusing because they'll tell you, This one is only for people that it's like you go to their office and go and register, stuff like that. There are some users that would think like that. Okay, there are some users that would think like that. So that's why I said the normal way for you to work with users that think backward and forward is for you to just have a get started screen to tell them button where you have your primary button and secondary button. So once they just look at it and the text is visible enough, which is part of the UI design principles, they'll just click on the one that they want to, either as a new user or as an old user. But if you use the old pattern where you just take them to the login page, and some of them might not see the write-up that says don't have an account, sign up. Some of them might not see. They'll just tell you, this app is like I will go to their office and go and sign up. That's how some of people will think. So I think we should just follow this normal way of you to present, bring the trade to them and tell them to either select a Gucci or Ogbono, something like that. Okay. So you guys, if I leave you guys are going to make noise. Okay, I've answered your question. This one name is Longo. Okay, so your assignments. Okay, so do we have any other question to ask? Okay, ask your question. Yeah, ask your question. I want all questions to be recorded. Yeah, ask your question.
And someone is asking that how do we connect the lines?
Okay, how I connect the lines? The lines is very simple. So it's either you come to this place. No, when you have an empty, let me use on that page. When you have a new page, like this, the first thing you're going to do is just see your shape. This is like it's supposed to show the names. You see the shapes here. All these things here are shapes. So you just drag one. So once you drag one like this, if you don't want to use this shape, you can just come to this place, click on it. So I'm going to use this shape, and then it's either you come here, drag this outlines. Let me repeat it again. So I have this shape. I'm seeing these dots here, these dots here, these dots here, and if I come down, I'm seeing another dot here. So it's either you come this way, it will show you this one. You get. If you don't want it this way, you can come here and select your line. And then when you select it, you see that your cursor has changed. It will not suggest for you where do you want to put the line. So you cannot bring it this way. So you cannot then it will not, when you add your arrow, it will not change. You should select the kind of shape you want. Then when you select your shape, you put it here. So once you put it here, you will now have to click on this arrow to connect it, which is like, let me use our design thing, which is like a bad UX, and it's stressful. See it now, it's stressful, you get. But what I normally do, the best way I normally do my design, like my flow charts, if this is a new page, so this is what I normally do. I come here, I select this, for example. So once I add this, I just come here, do this. I select the one I want. I type. Once I'm done typing, I come here, I select. It's just that it will pick the last color. It will pick the last color for you. To just pick the last color. So all you have to do is once you are done, you just come back and then change the color. If, for example, now you want to add decision here, you are done adding your decision. You can just come here like this. Take this one here. Just indicate this one, double click and just type no in case. So when you are done, you cannot change the color to red and green letter. You come here, you add this shape, for example. You add this shape. Then you have yes. So later you can come back and know that okay, this particular one is red, while this particular one is green. So you can now come back and change this arrow to gray or whatever color you want to use. But just make sure that your flowchart has, use fine color. For the empathy mapping that you guys did, a lot of people, I think there are some persons that comment, this is nice, your color is beautiful. Just use different colors. That's why Figjma is so full of beautiful colors. Just use different colors and all, like that. So you can either click on the shape to connect the arrow to the next one, or you pick the arrow from here, and then the cursor is going to change to plus, and then you link it up and then connect it. So the choice is yours. I'm not even done recording. You guys are shouting for attendance. So, do you guys have any other question you need to ask so that I'll add it in the recording?
Yes, I have a question, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, Miss Helen. I wanted to ask, are there maybe like common mistakes that beginners like us make during these flowcharts, making these flowcharts?
Come again.
Are there common mistakes that beginners usually make when making a flowchart now?
Yes. Even me at this level, I make mistakes too. So, flowchart now. Your question is like, let me use you for example. If there are common mistakes, yes, there are some things that you would do, and if you as a beginner would do, and when I come to look at it, I'll say, oh, this thing is actually going to cause a bad user experience. And let's say, for example, I did not review your work, and you've already done your wireframe. I did not review. You can come back and change your flow chart to what you think is okay, to the good UX, and then you go back to your wireframe and make the adjustment. So there are mistakes. Even at this level, I make mistakes too, and I'm being corrected for it. This is flowing. Then imagine UI. Common mistakes like the UX part, when a flow is actually not right, and when you think a flow is going to frustrate the user, there are mistakes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so do we have any other questions so I can stop recording and then?
Yes, I have a question, ma.
Yeah, Deborah, go ahead.
Ma, at times when I press that shape, for it to give me, like, for me to be able to, like, draw, like, connect it to another shape, it will come up. I don't know if it's network.
Is your image showing here? Is your face showing here? Your name? Is your profile showing here?
No, ma. I'm using my phone right now. I'm not with my laptop.
You're using your phone on your to do Figjma.
No, I mean, I'm connecting on this video call with my phone, ma.
I'm asking on your Figjam file. Like on your Figjam file, are you like what you're trying to the shape you're trying to create? I'm asking, is your profile showing your face here?
Oh yes, yes, ma. It shows.
Let me tell you, if you're using the browser, refresh your browser.
Okay. Okay.
Ma, please, I want to ask something.
Okay, Esther says she wants to say something. Okay, Esther, I'm coming. Esther, you're going off and out of the call.
Okay, coach, good evening. Can you hear me? Please, I want to ask these different shapes that we use there. In the previous class, did they explain what they are for? Because I know I joined that class. I just heard that the shapes matter, but the colors are not really that important. Although we can also decide to use our colors to indicate certain things. But did they explain what each shape is for? Because I've been hearing decision making things that I cannot lie, I don't understand. I don't even know which one is making decision, which one is do this, do that. Everything just sounding very strange. Although the network has just been messing me up, so I barely follow the class. But I'm here, so I want to know if I'm seeing it represent this. I still don't understand what it means. But I'll ask questions maybe later. Anywhere that is not clear, because I know that I don't understand this.
Okay, let me just summarize the shape. There are other shapes. If you check when I was showing you guys example, there are rectangle that is upside down. But at a beginner stage, I would advise you use these shapes. So we have this terminator, which is like expanded over shape, which is like start and end of the process. We have the line, which is like a flow line, a connection. We have this input, this shape, which is the input and output. So input and output operation, it means like a screen where you know you are going to type something. For example, if you check our flow chart, you will see that the sign up, OTP, creating of password, we use this shape. But for the home page and welcome screen, we use this page. sorry, this symbol, this shape. Then for decision, which is like a yes and no something, we use this shape. So this is what, at the beginner stage, this is at the shape you will use. Then I also, where is that? Then for this now, you can see that start has this shape. This particular process have this shape. Now this particular process have this shape, and then this one have this shape. Okay, so you, for at this stage, at this beginner stage, you are going to use these shapes, these symbols. This is what it represents: the start and finish of a process, the connection between this and this. This starts as input and output. For example, your sign up page, your login page, your forgot password page, your creation of password page. Then you have this one for the process. For example, the home page, welcome screen, something that you're not going to type inside at all. Then this decision stands as a brand that says, is this thing you are saying yes, or you move, no, or you go back. So that's what it means. So that's why we are using just this 5 in it. So you can see that for this we use, yeah. So you can use this, you can use this. So if you can use this one, this is actually correct, or you make this one to be like cycle like this, or you move this one to this shape. You can see that there are other shapes, but at this stage, just use this one. Move now. Just use these shapes. People did not correct me in this one. Okay. Oh. Any other question?
Wait, I wanted to ask the new user and the existing user.